Hi. What day is it? Thursday. Happy Thursday. How are you doing? Just here to hang out today. Nothing specific to talk about. Just wanted to spend some time with you and answer any questions that you might have. If you're watching the replay, as always, let me know that you're watching the replay down in the comment section below. Just comment and say replay, and I'll try to do a little like or a little comment later on once this video is live. And if you can share this video, that would be awesome. Share it with people who might be interested in healthy eating or feeling good, energy, right? Let me know also in the comments if you were able to share it, and I will give you a special shout out on the live video, or else I'll do a little comment for you. Hey, Teresa. Hello, dear. Let me turn my phone off because I get other notifications otherwise. How are you guys doing? So, guys, see, I put some blonde in my hair. Can you believe it? I've had brown hair my entire life. I've been a brunette I had highlights one time, like just once in my early 20s, and I never did my hair again. And now I'm putting some blonde. Isn't that fun? It's Facebook user today, Melissa. Hello, Facebook user. Do you like it? So this one is pretty intense. I might have her turn that one down, or I might go more blonde. I'm actually thinking like maybe the ends more blonde and then some more stuff back here. We'll see. I don't know. The first time I ever had blonde done, it was only once. I got highlights one time and it didn't really match. It wasn't really the right color. And my hair girl, her name is Lindsay. She works at Mosaic here in Las Vegas. I've been seeing her for years, and she's the one that cut my hair when it was really short. She's phenomenal, so good. And she just nailed the color. Like I just love it. So is that funny, Katie? What was my smile like? I was so happy. Like, it's so fun. It was so funny actually, because the thought I had when she started taking the foils off or no, she was drying my hair, and I go in my head, I was like, wait a minute, do I get to be blonde? Like, am I allowed to do this? So funny. Just got gigantic. I know, it's such a change. It's so cool. I'm glad you like it, Kathy. This one is Melissa, I'm assuming. Thanks, Teresa. Thank you, Sam. I'm so happy to see you guys. Thank you, Free Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. Theodore, hello, my friend. Theodore, are you the one that just joined the family and is going to get coached in here in November here? Oh, hi, Free Spirit. Happy to see you, friends. Do you have any questions today? Do we have anything we want help with? Melissa says, I got a haircut today, shorter curls for me, fun. Yeah, and then sometimes I'm straightening it, but when I let it do its lion thing where it just kind of like goes like this, it's so cool because it's so like multi-colored, and the waviness it really like dials it up. It's really fun. Yay, Theodore, I can't wait to coach you. That's going to be awesome. Yay, Peggy. Actually remembered to tune in. It seems like the last few months it's always been, oh, I forgot. Had this going on, forgot. Darn it. I'll watch the replay. I'm happy to see you, Peggy. So how's it going, everybody? Nobody has any eat to live questions or anything, but I was actually literally just, that's why I was late, on a call with my Facebook ads gal. She's amazing. She's an amazing marketer, and I always learn so much when I'm on calls with her. I have a call with her every week. And we were talking about, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask questions, but I kind of want to get your opinion on what we just kind of came up with. I want to like differentiate myself from everyone out there. And I want to find what is me. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is my hook? What's my shtick? You know what I mean? So can you guys tell me in the comment section, what are your thoughts when you think of Cheri and what Cheri does? Like, what are your thoughts about, like if I was marketing myself and I said, I'm like I would not say it like this, but let's just like fill in the blank here. I'm the guru of what? Like, what is my secret sauce? You know what I mean? And we got some family members on here too who know me really well and who've been in my programs and things. So let me know what you think. Like, what are the first few words that come to your mind when you think of what I do? I'll tell you what we came up with once I hear some of your thoughts. And the thing that we came up with, I really like, and I feel like I really resonate with it. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on this in a sec. And yes, I'm happy to answer your question, Sam. So while I'm answering Sam's question, let me know in the comment section what you guys are thinking. Okay, so Sam says, question, can you explain why fasting is not a good idea after a day one accidentally binges? Accident as in somehow earlier me managed to convince me it was a good idea. Now me is like, why? I know that me very well. So in the past, my reaction is, okay, tomorrow's a great day from extreme minimal or nothing, and then resume and all is well. But I've now learned that screws over hunger signals. Surprise. Yeah. So help. Exactly. Okay. So I should have put the question up while I was reading that. Sorry. So here's why. When we talk about binging, which we all know I have a soft place in my heart for binging, because that was always my history. But um, uh, here, I want to do this visually because I got this picture rolling in my head and I want to show it to you. So what you're talking about here, Sam, is this marker is so loud, but they are so good. So what you're talking about here is like is this kind of thing, right? So it's like binge fast, binge fast, binge fast, right? That's how that would kind of look. Like, say, like over the course of 3 years, this happens 3 or 4 times, right? Where you're like, or I mean, it can be a lot more, right? Like I used to do this once a week or a couple times a week. But the fasting part I didn't do. So what you're talking about is maybe like trying to go real intense the next day and fast and don't eat anything. Now, if we are talking just calorically, it makes sense, right? Because like for instance, the average amount of calories that you want to take in is say 2,000 calories a day. If you eat 4,000 calories one day and then don't eat any calories the next day, it evens out, right? So like mathematically, that sort of makes sense, right? Here's why it doesn't work psychologically. Because the brain is really good at learning, right? So what you're teaching the brain is that this is how we operate. And so when you teach your brain to do this over and over and over again, you keep doing that, you're just teaching your brain this cycle. And so it's going to keep doing that. And it's going to keep making you do this part, which is the important part, the binge part. It's going to keep making you do that because what you're not teaching yourself is why binging isn't ideal, right? You're teaching yourself, you're actually rewarding yourself for the binge by fasting afterwards because you're like, oh, I'll just make up for it with a fast, right? So it's not ideal because it's just going to perpetuate the cycle. From a caloric standpoint, mathematically, it makes sense. Psychologically, it doesn't. So here's what we actually want. I want you to imagine, like, pretend this is a string, okay? Like this, like string. Now imagine that I just grab the ends of it and I pull it apart like this. And what I'm doing is evening out this. Okay. So let's say that the distance from here to here was an additional, like, so this is, say, this is 2,000 calories a day, right? And this one is 0, and this one is 4,000. So the distance from here to here is 4,000 calories, perhaps, in one binge. What we want to do is figure out how to be more closer to 2,000 calories every day. How do we do this? Mindset. How do we do this? How do we get rid of binging? The only way that we can actually stop binging is if we actually stop binging because it will rewire our brain. But how do we do that? It's by using it's two things. One is the food, and two is the mindset. This is what I'm always talking about in my programs too. So number one, we have to have good, healthy, high nutrient, tons of fiber food. But how do we eat this when we really just want to binge instead? Mindset. We have to supplement with mindset. There's no other way to do it. There's no other way to straighten this out more from this to this without using our own brain power or like locking yourself in a closet. But we know that kind of stuff doesn't work, right? That's not a long-term solution. So the long-term solution is what's inside of us, something that we can take with us wherever we go. That's thoughts, emotions, and our hunger signals. training those 3 things. Once we've trained those 3 things, we can do this a lot easier. And then our average still stays 2,000, but um, we're not sort of punishing ourselves because this is really all or nothing, and this is really where we want to be. Okay. That's enough on that one. I want to see what people said about my my question here. All right, let's see. My mindset and coaching separate you from others. Yep. Genuine, caring, informational, very transparent. Thank you, Shelly. Okay, that's good stuff. Peggy, thank you. Shelly, thank you. Donna says, Coach, set an amazing example for all of us. Teresa says, Cheri helps me see the thoughts I have that hold me back from weight loss. You expose my mental lies. You bust the myths. The myth buster. That's right. That's right. Yay. So Free Spirit says, loved your Halloween trip video. Good. Cheri Shtick, you are the guru of healthy eating, the guru of thought process. Yep, that's good. Hey, Rochelle. Kathy says, Cheri coaches the whole person, helps you find the real you with incredible coaching to not only address your life with food, but also your mindset. That's beautiful. Thank you. Teresa says, once Cheri helps me recognize my emotional eating patterns, the next time I feel that way, I can't not see my wrong thought process and I make different choices that benefit my life. Yeah, that's the myth busting for sure, right? Determined. Oh, I love that. Thank you. You're so welcome. Hey, Sarah. Welcome, lady. So here's, there's another question in here, I think. Yeah, Rochelle, I'll come to you in one sec on that question. So, here's what I was thinking. Because my Facebook ad gal, she was like, the thing that I noticed from you is your vibrancy, like the skin, the hair, the vibrancy, the bubbly energy, the infectious, energy and stuff like that. And I've actually been told that several times before. I remember one of my very, very, very first clients that I ever took on, she called it my sparkle. She was like, if I could just bottle that sparkle and have that sparkle, right? And the thing is, like, I do a lot of strategy calls all the time where I'm talking to people one-on-one for like a full hour about what's tough for them, what's holding them back. And I swear it comes up 75% or more of the time in someone's struggles is energy, right? Is like, I just don't have the energy to prep, or I just don't have time and I feel so tired and I'm stressed and whatever. And I'm, using food as my emotional crutch or whatever. And so I'm wondering if it's like energy. I'm wondering if it has to do with like sparkle or something, because for me, from my perspective, and you guys, I think you guys know this about me a little bit. I've said this before in the family, but I don't say this in public much because I don't mean to, I really, really don't mean to knock Dr. Furman because I think he's amazing and I think his program is fantastic, but it is fear-based to me. It's all about don't get this disease, right? It's not about, he talks about all of it. So he talks about like, you want to feel good, you want this, you want that, whatever. But it does come across as perfectionism in order to, which is exactly what he says, right? Like nutritional excellence and stuff. But I know from my coaching experience that excellence is intimidating, or this all or nothing thing is the thing that holds everybody back. That's the thing that keeps us falling off track, is literally uh, striving for perfectionism, right? And so to me, what I believe in my heart is that the path to consistency, it's a little, it feels like an oxymoron, but the path to consistency is small shifts, right? It's like little bits of doing well and just sort of expanding those little bits as we go, and teaching ourselves that we have the power to do it, increasing our empowerment over time, increasing what I call the Dorothy effect, which is like from the Wizard of Oz. Like, you have everything you need in your backyard right now. Like it's within you right now. You just have to learn how to use it. And so I've been thinking like, I've been thinking along those lines, like, what is it? What is my shtick? What is my, it's like, but then I was thinking, if I go at it from the energy angle, because that is the thing that's constant for me. And that's the thing that I struggled with so much during the cancer journey. And when I had COVID and stuff, just that energy, right? Like the depleted energy. And it is energy that allows us to, not only like prep and grocery shop and do that kind of stuff, but like mental energy too, but physical energy, but also to like put effort into our relationships and put effort into our finances and put effort into getting our sleep right and all like we need energy in order to work on these things and for me I feel like that's such a it's such an important component. So anyways, that's what I've been thinking. Let's see what you guys. Oh, thanks, Deb. She says you definitely sparkle. um, yeah, let's see. hmm I don't need to be any more fear based. I know. I think we all get enough of that fear. Sparkle and energy are contagious. Sherry, thank you, free spirit. I wonder if it's sparkle. um, Yeah, that's the thing. You have to find the balance of Dr. Furman and you. Talk about a mashup. I'm just seeing like, that Michael Jackson video from a long time ago where they put the faces together and like the hair was popping. Okay, anyways. Yeah, no fear here, all love. So it's so true. It's all love for me. That's what sets you apart, Sherry. You lay out small shifting to success. So it's sustainable. That's that in the coaching model. Thoughts are everything. And the model isn't mine. So like mindset is important, but that's not my brainchild, right? That comes from my life coaching school from Brooke Castillo. So like yeah, and I think mindset is important, but I want to find the thing that like really when you think of me, you think of that, right? And so it's like eat to live, you think Dr. Furman. I mean, you probably think of me at this point now too, but like but there's something else that's not just eat to live that I have, I feel like. Meredith says, yes, the perfectionism lets me off the hook and I fall back into comfort habits. And that's the thing. That's how the model works, right? Like Meredith, I don't know if you've gotten through the quick start program yet, but the lesson on the model in the family where we talk about if you're like, oh, I gotta go, I'm over. I have to go to Instagram. But if you're like stuck in this, that's like, I have to be perfect. And then your feeling is something like rigid, or like scared that you'll fall off or whatever, right? What kind of actions do we take with food? They're not very good, right? Like we might be able to do it for a little while, we do it perfect, and then we fall off. It's still like inconsistency, right? And that's the exact opposite of what we're looking for. So what's the foil to this, right? What's the alternative to this? It's I don't have to be perfect. Little by little, I'll get there, right? I will become consistent. And that's what creates more consistency, right? Because if we feel like I don't have to be perfect, I can do this little by little. Instead, we're going to feel like calm, right? And empowered. And when we feel calm and empowered about food, like, no, I got this. Like, I can figure this out. I don't have to be perfect. That's what creates consistency, right? Um, So anyways, yeah, I've been kind of just like working through those ideas in my head and trying to figure out what my what my hook is. Peggy says, yes, sparkle is it. Okay. Positive. Yeah, that's a good one too. I hope you can have my energy too, Melissa. I think that is. Yeah, okay, so this is interesting. Sam says, are you willing to share your new protocol? I recall you mentioned trying something new recently for optimal nutrition and body goals. Yeah. So I think that one wasn't it wasn't sustainable what I was doing. And that's what I'm constantly always trying to find is sustainability. Um, so actually I have to say that like I feel like this year has been all about me finding out like this idea of fast food, Sam. And obviously not in the way that we all know fast food, right? But like how can a busy mom of 3 young kids who runs a business, who's often on her own to do all of it, right? Um, how can a busy mom like me do eat to live? Like, because people are coming to me all the time, and I'll never forget the client who, like 4 years ago, came to me and she's like, "Oh, you just don't get it, because like you're just not that busy." And I'm like, "Ouch. Okay, I've been busy before, and maybe to some extent at that time, like technically I wasn't as busy as her perhaps, but I have been busy in my life and I still ate to live during it, right? But now like you can't touch me cuz I've had cancer. I have twins in a preschooler and like I've had all the things happening to me at once and I still eat to live, for the most part during that. And that I feel like to me is such a service because it's so positive to me because I don't want that this might come off the wrong way, but like I don't buy your excuses about it, right? Like there is 100% a way for everyone to do this. It doesn't matter what struggle you're going through. Um, there's a way to do this. There's a way to figure this out if we can just get creative enough and figure that out, right? It really just does come down to that your why and like why are you doing it and how important is it to you? Like what is your priority? And for me, so anyways, like the small shifting thing and getting back towards salads and whatever. Um, I've really been because I think the beginning of the year, my thought was it was a lot about perfectionism. Like I got to get this all right. I got to get back down to my, you know, I have to get down to a nutritarian goal weight immediately. I've got to do this perfectly or whatever. This last 6 months has been more about I just want to find ways that work for my life, right? And so what I come across even just this last week has been a little shift for me this last week and trying to find some very easy things to do. And I was actually on a call with Tracy Anderson, who's like my fitness guru. I bought this new program of hers and she's doing these live calls. So I got to ask her a question the other day, 2 days ago. I was chatting with her. Like I've never talked to her in my life. It was amazing. I got to talk to her and ask her some questions about my situation. She was giving a lot of advice about like, hormonal weight gain and things like this, which I am no stranger to on the medications I'm on and stuff. And so she was mentioning some different ideas. And so I came up with some different ideas. So I'll tell you kind of like what my protocol is. It's very similar to what it always has been, which I call the Fab Five, which is idea of like find five types of meals that are very easy for you to create and just like rotate through those, right? Like, but use your hunger signal so that when you're hungry, you eat when you stop when you're full. And so the only thing that was happening was I was just getting sick of my regular meals. And so I was falling off a lot more. So then I was like, I just have to get creative. I just got to try some new stuff. So something I've been trying lately, one thing that I shifted in this last week was I actually, ever since I did that talk I went on Chef AJ's show last week or the week before, whatever. And I was like, I did a cooking demo. And so I have this burner and I have it upstairs. And the thing that I shifted this last week was I actually brought a bunch of food up with me on the bed there so that I can just actually prep meals in this room and just eat fast because I actually really don't care about my food. I just want to eat the food and be not hungry. I don't really care. But then it's like, what do I do with the cravings after that meal? How do I like get through those cravings? And so, because I always have cravings after my lunch meal. And so something that I've been doing is, just trying to deal with the hunger scale, which is what we do in the family in the accelerator. I'll have my matcha in the morning, which is always my protocol. I'll do it with just soy milk or with date syrup. Um, and I love that. That's like my first thing of the day. I'll have like a half a teaspoon of matcha with my soy milk, hot water, whatever. And it's getting really nice and cold in Vegas now too. So I've been going outside with my daughter. And then when I first get hungry, it'll either be oatmeal, it'll be a smoothie, but I haven't been what do you say? Like I can't be bothered to like go and make those things. Also because the kids are down there and they like grab on me and stuff when I go downstairs, so it's tough to get back upstairs. That's why I've been bringing food up here. So like today, I didn't even have breakfast. I was like, ugh, I was like, I just don't feel like eating. I don't feel like making anything. So I waited till I was really hungry. And then finally, I made the meal that I've been making for a few days, which is it's so easy to throw together, but it's not 100% nutritarian. It's got a lot of sodium in it. So because it's so fast, and for me, like right now, fast like speed is more important than 100% nutritarian. That's just where my life is, right? And so this meal is I have like a one of those clamshells of arugula and I'll do a half of one of those. I could do a full one, but I just did half today. And I got my big 2-quart bowl. So I'll throw a bunch of arugula in there, break that up. And arugula is nice because it's super nutrient dense and it's cruciferous too. So that way I'm killing two birds with one stone. And then I put in a bunch of sauerkraut. So that's the very not nutritarian thing to do because it's got a ton of sodium in it. I didn't use a ton. I used maybe like a quarter cup, something like that. It's a lot of sodium though. So I put sauerkraut in. And then my burner, I had gotten those pre-marinated tofu blocks. So it was like a teriyaki one. And so I had my burner and my stove and I just kind of like warmed it up. I got a little bit of a crust on the tofu, just a tiny bit on a couple of the sides. So it was warm enough. I threw that plus a little vegan mayo in on the arugula and just mixed it up. And that was my lunch. That was it. Then I had an apple. So I had that sweet thing. It actually, that meal doesn't really last me very long. Like I'm used to having much bigger meals, but the thing that's been holding me back is like making a full nutritarian salad and eating. Like I just haven't wanted to do it lately. So I'm like, how can I at least get my salad in and like it? That's by having a little oil, a little sodium in there, and still having a salad, right? Because I had been resorting a lot to like bread and stuff because that's my version of fast food, like that I'm more used to from my childhood. And so I'm like, how can I create fast food that's at least, mostly healthy? And so that's what I had. I also found these bars. I'm going to show you. Hold on. And I got some bananas up there and stuff too. I know I'm supposed to be going to Instagram right now, but I just have so much to say, I guess. So I found these. Actually, I think they just started making them pretty recently. This company, Urban Remedy, I just love them so, so much. They have organic, gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan, plant-based. Everything they do is that category of stuff. It's in my Whole Foods and it's in a refrigerated container. They have salads, they have meal replacement shakes, they have these candy bars, these are like plant protein bars. They have another one that's got chaga mushroom in it and it tastes kind of like a Reese's, but it's like all really good ingredients. And so I've been just getting some of that stuff so I can have quick things to eat because it's close enough, right? Like it's not perfect. It has sodium and I think some of it has oil and stuff like that, but um this is the good, better, best, right? This is the like small shifts. Let's just find what works for our life right now and do that, okay? Um yeah, Lisa says to me it comes back to presence in the moment. Yeah. I mean, presence in the moment, especially for craving, like being present with what's actually happening and realizing that and being okay with that. But then for me, sometimes like also it's about not being present and just eating the stupid salad. um, yeah, Lynette says for me, it works if I do all my prep and planning on the weekends, then the week flows without having to think about it. I mean, yeah, that's great for you. It doesn't work for me because that's when my husband is home and those are the only times I have with my family. So I'm not going to spend a bunch of time sitting in the kitchen on Sundays or Saturdays, right? And that's the exact point to me is that like all of us have to just find exactly what works for us, right? In our current state of affairs, what works for us and not feel guilty about that, right? Like what works for us to make us feel good. And it should all be about, and this is where this kind of comes back, right? Like it should be about our energy level. It should be about how we feel. Do we feel vibrant with what we're doing or not? Um, Kind of a thing. So, and Donna says Fab Five genius. Yep, that's my sort of trick there. And yeah, Teresa says Cheri helped me figure out ways to eat good, better, best, eat to live ways, and that is when I started losing weight. That's right. And that's the thing too, Teresa. It takes off the pressure when we do that, right? It starts to take off the pressure. And then when we start to be able to do that, we start to trust ourselves a little bit more, constantly reminding ourselves that we don't have to beat ourselves up if we're not perfect, right? Here I am having a bunch of sodium, a bunch of this, whatever. But that's where my life is right now. It's more about fast food than it is about perfection. But I do, it has always been this last couple years after the pregnancy has been a lot of like, what is the most important to me? I keep asking myself that question, and it's always as much plant-based as possible, right? Like as much whole foods as possible. Like whole foods plant-based is like my sort of baseline that I try to keep to. I don't always do that, But, there's some cheese and there's some stuff that creeps in there sometimes, but I'm okay with that. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect in my eyes, but it's constantly reminding myself that it doesn't have to be perfect, right? The guru of sparkling positive energy. I love that. I have to think on this one. This is pretty interesting. Okay, that's it, guys. Let's see if there's any other questions. I think that's it. Yeah, Melissa, rigid, exacting. That's what that was. Okay, I got to go to Instagram now and finish this up. So, as always, thank you so much for being here. If you guys want to follow me over to Instagram, I'm going to do 15, 20 minutes over there, answer some questions, hang out. And I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you. Chris says the greens guru. I like that. That's cute. And that's what we say too, right? Like Nancy's always saying this too. She has a catchphrase that's get your greens by any means kind of a thing, greens by any means. And that's what her and I think I kind of taught her that when she first did a challenge with me years ago. And now it's just our like catchphrases. It's all about the greens, man. Like you have to have lots of greens to get those benefits. So, okay, friends, that's it. I'm going to go to Instagram. Thank you so much for being here and for your awesome questions and interaction. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. I'm going to try to keep this particular time-ish on Thursdays. So keep an eye out on your email. If you haven't joined our email newsletter yet, you really should, because here, let me put this up. Because I write the emails that go out, me and Nancy write them. I write 4 or 5 of them a week, and then she does 1 a week. Maybe it's 5 or 6. I don't know. I write a lot of emails. We do a lot of emails. I actually don't physically write them. I dictate them, and then I have someone write them for me. But they come straight from my heart. They come straight from my brain, and it's the best place to kind of, aside from YouTube, it's the best place to get, this kind of direct my current thoughts that are happening. So sign up for the email newsletter, because they're really awesome emails. I got to say, like, I've gotten really great comments and stuff on them. So make sure you sign up for the email. So you can do that here at wateringmouth.com/email, or if you go to not this one, just this one, just the wateringmouth.com, and you go sign up for the challenge, the free 9-day challenge is on the homepage there. You'll get the free 9-day challenge, and you'll be on the email newsletter. Okay. So consider joining that newsletter. I'd love to see you in there. And if you guys are ever interested in doing a strategy call with us to find out if our kind of, how do I call it? Like up-leveled programs, the private coaching program or the Eat to Live Accelerator, if those are right for you, you can, here, I need to make a banner for this one real quick. Let me do it. So it's at go.oncehub.com/ETL Eat to Live strategy calls. This go.oncehub.com/Eat to Live strategy calls. That's where you can go sign up. Just sign up for a call if you feel like you're ready to invest in your future. You're ready to invest in feeling better, having this sparkle, having this energy kind of stuff we're talking about. We'd love to chat with you, either myself or Coach Lydia. It's when you sign up there, it's a lottery kind of who you chat with. It's either me or Lydia, depending on our schedules. But we'd love to talk to you some more about how we can help. Okay, you're so welcome. Thank you for caring, answering, and not making me feel shame for the questions. Are you kidding me? Come on, you're talking to me here. We don't do shame. We help get through shame. Okay. So thanks. Okay. I got to go. Thanks for spending time with me, guys. I'll see you on Instagram if you want to. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Bye. Have a good one.